am just getting ready to go out. Nothing special. But while I'm getting ready, I thought I would do a little girls talk with you. You guys have always wanted me to do like a video about relationships, my views on everything. So I got you guys to ask me a couple questions and let's just talk about it while I get ready, basically. So I think this is going to be a lot of like speaking. So let me just explain where I stand with men. I've never had good relationships, like ever. I'm just hella unlucky with boys. And I mean that, like a lot of girls just say that. I was like, oh, like they got cheated on once. Like, no, I have had consistently horrible, not like bad, horrible things happen to me. You know, like fuck it, like whatever. And I've learned a lot, like I've learned so much. So let's talk about like what every boyfriend kind of taught me. Like, I'm a young girl, I like love before you like try to call me a slut or something. No slut shaming, okay? So my first boyfriend was my best friend at first. I didn't really like him at first. That's how all my relationships start. I never really liked them. Like, they liked me more than I liked them. First red flag. First off, love bombing. That is a whole real thing. And that is something that got me in a lot of trouble in my relationships because I believe what they're saying. First tip in life, don't trust anything a man says. They tell you they love you and it's like been a month. You know what I used to say? This is when I was still like smart, before I was ruined. This boy used to tell me he loves me and I'd say, thank you. I was such like a bad bitch. I'd be like, thank you, like thanks. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. So me and this boy started off as friends. He wanted to be with me. I never wanted to be with him. He basically like pushed it. And then we finally got together. When we were together at first, it was lovely. And then like, first off, we are young. There's been so many situations where I've done one little thing. Like in this situation, I kissed a boy in a game of truth or dare. And we were broken up at the time, but like this was like the like worst thing I could have done ever. I was like the devil. And so he just cussed me out for months. And I have this tendency where I tend to like chase people more when they don't like me. Fucked up, I know. Listen, we were broken up. We were actually broken up because he cheated on me already. But anyway, I kissed this boy in a game of truth or dare and he was like hated me. And he used to be so horrible to me. Like, so mean. Like, it was actually fucked up. Like, you did like, bro, if you're watching this now, like, I actually didn't deserve that. I was like a year 8, okay? I was just living my year 8 experience. That was kind of the first person that I've ever been left by. Like, a lot of my exes, like, they won't leave me alone. But this boy, like, he don't like me. He didn't like me. And it messed with my head. Because it's like, you used to like me and now you don't. It was such a big difference in the love he had for me and the hatred he had for me. And young Libby didn't understand that. So, second subject we'll talk about, how to get over an ex. This boyfriend, I spent, I think it was 6 months where I didn't sleep at night at all. Just crying in my bed, listening to the same song. As we move on a couple years, my exes came back. But this breakup was the hardest because it's like, he just moved on. And it was horrible. And it's like, he cheated on me with loads of girls and I had hatred for every one of them. Let's move on to the next boyfriend. The next boyfriend, the cheating pro. Let's call him Cheater because he just cheated on me too much, okay? The problem with cheating is because you're in love with one person and then this new girl is just getting involved, you don't give a fuck about her. So you're going to give all your hatred to that girl. I was very full of hate. I was very jealous. I look back at girls that I used to I used to think these girls are like T, bitches. Okay, let's not call anyone ugly, but like, they're ugly. Like, I'm so sorry, but like, I hate them. See, I don't mean to. I don't hate you. Well, I think there's differences, okay? There's a difference if the girl didn't know we were dating, but a lot of these girls knew that I was dating him, and that's the only reason they talked to him. He love bombed me to the max. Like, to the max. And I didn't like him because, like, he used to be mean to me when I was younger. So I was kind of, like, wary on him anyway. I caught him cheating, like, mad in the first couple months. That should have been a red flag. I don't listen to red flags. That's my problem. It wasn't for me. Like, I just kept talking to him. And then, it's actually mad I'm talking about this on my YouTube. I never thought we would be here. But I was just so insecure while dating him. And there's a lot of men who find these great girls and they don't love you. They want to, like, own you. And because I was very young as well, I had, like, I don't know. It felt like a prison. There's a song and it's like, it's fucking Scissor. It's a Scissor song. Fucking with you is like jail. I couldn't do anything. And it's not because he's directly saying to me, oh, you can't go out, you can't do this. It's because he is sly about it. These men manipulate. Narcissist. Like, he wasn't directly saying, oh, Libby, you can't go out with your friends. But you're too good for that party, Libby. You're too good for that. You would go to that now. After how far you've come. After what you've become after dating me. Oh, I've made you. Always used to say he's made me. No, you didn't, mate. You made me depressed. I, like, knew he was cheating on me and I kept going. Like, I did not care. Like, I loved this guy. He did me so dirty. On my birthday, he came to, like, the first day and he'd be so sly with it. So he, like, came to the thing before my birthday. But on my birthday, he broke up with me, cancelled, like, left me out there crying. And then he came to me at, like, 12 at night and, like hugged me. And he said, so, but I was there for your birthday. And I'm like, no, you weren't.
No, like, no, you weren't, though. And we went to these parties, and I remember I told him, like, oh, I'm going to go to this party because I didn't enjoy my birthday, and I want to, like, have fun. And he was like, cool. This guy's thick. He was like, cool. And like, I was saying he was snacks and getting my hair done, and he was like, oh, you get your hair done for parties, but not for me. I was like, oh, like, you know how it is, like, kind of making jokes about it. I got my clothes delivered to the party to his. When I get to this party, call me. You didn't tell me you're going to the party. No.
We went through loads in our relationship. But when he did this to me, he pushed me away. And this is the first time I felt so alone. And I had so much anger in me. And I just wanted him back. I was like, I was begging for him back. If you look through, like, my call log at the time, I remember my dad got mad at me because I spent so much money on calling the same number. And my dad was like, what, who are you trying to call that much? And I was like, no one. I broke up with him, like, months after this. And it was the first time I cut him off. And I cut him off when he finally, like, did the dirty with another girl. But even after he did that, and I did cut him off, I still loved him. And it's like, there's that feeling of guilt. Like, why do I love this guy if all he did was treat me wrong? And when I say all he did, I mean all he did. And one of my questions I got was, how come I can't let him go considering he ruined me mentally? Like, I feel like we put so much stress on, oh, but I'm still thinking about him. Like, oh my God, I still like him when he did all. Yeah, because you loved him. You loving isn't a bad thing. Honestly, life is better with love. So never punish yourself because you're feeling a natural feeling. Another question I got is knowing when to leave and knowing about, like, your self-worth. He cheated on me with, I think, about, like, 6 girls in the end. Now, it got to a point where I was saying, like, you can cheat on me, it's okay. I didn't know my worth until probably this year with this boy. Like, when he called, I'd pick up, you know what I mean? I'd hear what he's having to say and I'd like, yeah, I wasn't going to meet him, but deep down I still loved him. And then that guilt comes, why do I like him if he was so mean to me? Because I did. Simply as it. But I only realized my worth literally this year when I was, like, sitting there. He's still calling me, saying the same stuff. that it was 2 years ago. Like, in 2 years, you haven't changed. And I was just put off. And it really was just a moment of me sitting there with him after 2 years. And I was just like, you're really pathetic. And with a lot of these boys, you have to sit back and think, like, these boys are boys. All this stuff they do, it seems like so much. When I was living my life, when I was like boy thinking, like I was boy crazy, a boy could tell me I looked ugly. That would be on my mind 24/7. He used to call me chubby white girl. Chubby white girl. Do you know, that's why I lost weight. And then when I lost weight, he said that was a problem. And I think it got to a point where I knew when to leave, when I saw how much I was going up without him and he was staying the same. And it's not even about him being better than me, us being the same level. He was where he was and I was where I was. We could be on the same level, but it was just different paths. Like, I'm not sitting here saying I'm better than any of these people, because I'm not. But it was just very different paths. I had to figure out when to leave when I realized, like, I thought this was going to be the guy I was going to get married to. Would they do all of this if they loved you? No. Remember that. So you guys asked me how to gain self-confidence. Like while I was dating that boy, I had no self-confidence. And that's because I relied on him for my confidence. If he didn't like a hairstyle, I wouldn't wear that hairstyle. If he thought I looked bad, I wouldn't go out. I think that relates to like my childhood. Like, you have to take it back. Do you know what I mean? You have to really understand yourself. And I kind of realized that's just because I'm not confident in myself. Because at the time, I was a very different person. I was trying to fit into a friendship group that wasn't me. I was trying to be his dream girl, which wasn't me. He was trying to make me into a different girl. And I kind of experienced that with all my ex-boyfriends, because it's like, I can have kind of two sides. And almost recently, like this year only recently, I've become happier because I've been embracing who I really am. These boys will try and make me into like this basic ass white girl. Because I can do it. I can do the blonde hair. I can do the Zara 2 pieces. I can do the pretty little thing. I can do it. But in all reality, that's not me. So when I would go out in clothes a bit weirder, he'd say, you're really wearing that. Like, don't wear that around me. And then it takes a huge amount of confidence and strength to literally say, hold on, what you're saying isn't right. Like, do you know what I mean? I think strength comes before self-confidence, because I wasn't even confident yet. Like, I've only gained confidence this year. I wasn't confident when I was doing what I wanted. And it's like, you have to have the strength. You have to be brave enough to believe you're confident. And then the confidence flows with it. It's honestly just breaking the cycle, because this insecure little girl that needs loving isn't you. Like, these girls talk about their daddy issues and go, oh yeah, I have daddy issues. Like, it's such a thing. Go, like, do therapy. Like, it is not a good thing. Don't become comfy. Even though I say, like, I'm comfy in my depression, don't become comfy in these things, because you don't have to settle. You need to break the cycle, because you're the only person that can. Another question is, like, how do I get over a controlling ex? Like, someone who, like, abused me and stuff. And honestly, it's a lot harder, because you know that disease that some people, kidnappees, get when they've been kidnapped and they start to fall in love with their kidnapper? I think abusive relationships are really like that. Like, it can literally be someone that's showing you, like, I want you dead, and you have just grown attached to that fear. You rely on that fear. And that's why girls talk about how hard it is to get out of like a controlling relationship to a healthy one. And it genuinely is, because you kind of crave that abuse. And I feel like that's not talked about enough. Like, and girls will kind of be shamed for that, like going back for their toxic exes when they don't understand. Yeah, because they love him. Even though someone's beaten you, black and blue, you can see that they're abusing you. you can still love someone. Like, love is a natural thing. It's fucked. It's a bit tacked, but it's natural. I hate girls who make other girls feel bad about going back to their boyfriends. But yeah, getting out of a controlling relationship is a lot different because you feel like this link to this person and you feel like this authority, like you rely on them for them to tell you what to do. And that's how I found a lot of my things in life. When I broke up with this boyfriend, I didn't know how to do anything by myself. I relied on him for so much. I relied on him for everything. When he left me, I felt like a lost puppy. Like, I felt like an idiot. And that led to me running back to him. And that is a whole manipulation technique. At that age, you think I couldn't have not done anything by myself. No. He could have taught me how to do these things, but no. Instead, he did them for me. And in the moment, you'll think, oh, like, that's so sweet. Like, oh my God, he's doing everything for me. But why is he not helping you learn? If he loves you, he wants to give his knowledge to you. But some boys don't love you. They want to have authority over you. That's something I had to learn. One of the questions is ways girls like get mistreated when they're not up to the beauty standard. And I 100% agree. But then it's the whole thing, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. In like my first relationship, I wasn't ever a pretty girl. And like my third relationship, I was the best girl he's ever seen. He still treated me like shit, but to my exes, I could have always been skinnier. I could have been this and that and that. And then when I became skinnier for my ex, he broke up with me because I lost weight. Like, you can, and not even can, you will be treated like a princess by anyone. It doesn't mean if you're up to the beauty standards. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Once you find someone who loves you, they won't care what you look like. That is what I learned in my third relationship. I could look like a dog's bumhole, and I would genuinely be the most beautiful girl to him. Still a cunt, but I would be beautiful to him. And that's because he loved me. My other ex didn't love me, 100%. And I think a big milestone for me was learning that you can love someone and still hurt them, because everyone is different. And you might get on with some qualities of a person, but there's other qualities that will never work. Seeing red flags is a serious thing. Like, don't ignore red flags. I always ignore red flags. If you get in an argument and you don't really like the way they're behaving, you don't really like how they're acting, take it into note. With my third ex, it's just the type of thing again, we were just on completely different paths. It was great for a while, but I wanted to grow with someone, and he just wanted to stay. And when he saw me growing, he started like pulling on me down, metaphorically, obviously, guys, trying to make me depressed again because he saw me happy. And this is also why you don't go for boys below your standards, because all these boys is like, they're like bums. Like, that is my type, like a bummy boy, because I just think they're cute. Like, they need to be saved. Do you know what I mean? And honestly, going for boys in the same line as you, on the same path as you, is a very big thing. So many of my problems are because I dated bums. It's not that he's that bad of a guy. I love a good bum. But we don't work because I want to grow. He wants to sit and get high. What's that Drake song? Smell the life and sleeping in and getting high with you. Bow, bow. I had to let go of us to show myself what I could do. Oh, fuck. It was really hard for me because I loved this boy. Do you know what I mean? But there's a difference with staying with someone because you love them and staying with someone because you feel guilty for leaving them. I'm so full of love, I want to give it to everyone else, that I didn't even realize how much he was draining me from the inside out. And it's not that he meant to. I don't believe this one's a horrible person. I just think he needs help, like we all do though. Just, I got help and he refused it. And that's why you also need to date someone on your same path, because I wanted to grow. I wanted to get out of this depressed state, and he didn't. When I started dating him, I immediately, I have this tendency just to fall in love. And so I was like, I don't want to fall in love like how I did with my ex. I don't want to be heartbroken again. Someone asked me a question about ways to avoid getting attached. When you notice yourself kind of falling in love, don't completely pull yourself away. I think my biggest problem is that I see myself giving someone so much love and I immediately pull away. Don't do that, because that just creates a toxic unbalance. What I suggest is finding healthier ways to show your love. Not compress your love, because then you'll only grow deeper feelings inside. But you have to remember that you're not your emotions. Love is a beautiful feeling and it will come, I promise you, but you have to let the emotions before it come. When you meet someone, first you get pulled in by lust. If someone's attractive, that's lust. You like them more and then you get a bit excited. So you're feeling excitement inside you. When you're feeling these things, don't be afraid of it. Take it in with full embrace. Love is a beautiful feeling, and don't let scary stories push you away from it. Just when you feel these emotions, let them come and let them pass. Someone once told me that love is the only feeling that's not an emotion. Love is all. Anger, sadness, all of these are emotions. Emotions come and they pass. So instead of getting yourself withheld with these emotions, let them come, embrace these emotions, and let them pass. A lot of my problems is I used to think oh my God, I'm so upset about this. And I'd get into this whole swirl of, oh my God, I'm so upset about this. I'm such a shitty person if I'm upset about this. Oh my God, go, it's okay. Because of the internet, we get told so many things. If someone's toxic for you, leave them go. It doesn't work like that. That's not how the human body works. Never let anyone hold you back. And I was held back for a year in this relationship because I wanted to take him with me. I really did. But some people just aren't on the same path. Not a bad thing at all, just a different path. And I couldn't cut him off for so long because I was never really over him. And that's not because I was still in love with him, but it's because I still cared about him. And I find that unlike love, care doesn't really fade. Often with love, if you don't see someone for maybe a couple weeks, you're not going to like them as much, but you'll always care about them. Once someone's vulnerable with you, you're always going to care about them. That's just our human instinct. And yeah, I think there's 100% people I still care about, but then you have to kind of see the difference between caring about someone and bothering someone. I've had a lot of exes, I'm telling myself, oh, well, I still care about them, so they're going to care about me. It's no, girl, they don't care about you. They're just bothering you. You have to see that difference. It honestly comes as you grow up, because we're young, we're in relationships. As you grow, things that were so hard for me to see are so clear now. I'm actually so late because I'm just chatting. Let me do some makeup and then I'll come back. Question again was how lonely growth can be. I promise you it's the loneliest thing ever. I think it's taken me so long to grow because I've always relied on other people. In these relationships, I wanted to grow with someone, but the key word is I wanted to grow with someone. I didn't want to grow. I wanted to be one of those relationships or oh, look how far they've come and look where they are. But I never considered myself. Without even realizing it, I would have preferred to have a great relationship rather than prioritize myself. If you asked me this last year, I would have 100% said I want a relationship over me being happy. Because in my mind, happiness comes from relationships. It don't. The only time I grew, which was literally this year, was from me cutting off every boy I spoke to. That's where the question kind of links into toxic friends. I've recently cut off a lot of people because, once again, it's just the thing is, we're not on the same path. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm better than any of these people, because who am I to say that? There's just different paths that everyone's on. Everything all these people that literally were in my life like a month ago found entertaining, I don't find entertaining. I don't like footballers. I don't like these clubs. I want to go out and have fun. And I realized a lot of people were just friends with me to take Insta photos. With friends, I kind of have given up. Honestly, I've given up because I've realized that I don't want friends. Not even I don't want friends. I don't need friends. Bro, you don't understand how much I've grown since dropping off everyone. Honestly, toxic friends, just leave them. That's my advice on that. Yeah, because I learned a lot about myself with this person, I used to think we were meant to meet. You know, the whole soul ties, twin flame type beat. And I think like none of us realize what soul ties mean. Someone asked me soul ties and how to know if someone's the one for you. Honestly, I'm yet to figure out. I've tested the waters and it's either no one's for me or I need to stop looking for it. I tend to go out, I want a relationship. And that relates to a question that someone else asked me, what do I want in a relationship? I just want love and support. I feel like the main thing for me in a relationship would be support. Like if you asked me this question a year ago, I would say someone to care for me, someone to look after me, someone to love me. I love myself enough now that I don't need someone else to love me. So what I would want in a relationship at this point in my life, someone to go out with, have good fun, go on adventures with, someone who's up to doing all the stuff I do, someone who can have me dancing next to them and won't say, Libby, like, what are you doing? Like, chill out. Ugh. That's all I want. I want someone who I can be my authentic self with, someone who I can be genuinely happy with and not have to even think of little things. Like another question was, how do you feel about your man liking someone's post? How do you feel about your man having a crush on like an Insta girl? And it's like, my goal in a relationship is to not even think about that because I feel so secure in the friendship I have with my partner. And that kind of coming to the end of the video, that brings it to my last relationship, which honestly taught me so much. With this boy, I loved myself. I was pretty confident. I don't even know. This was just karma, I feel. This relationship was, I can't even justify it. I was meditating the other day. It was a letting go meditation. And it said, like, think of just all the good things that benefited you from this. And it's like, but I didn't. I didn't at all. And there will be people that come into your life that are like this. That was a waste of time, pointless, horrible people. You just have to suck it up. A lot of boys we come across, they don't care about us. They don't love us. They just want to hurt you. People might be watching this thinking, like, no one's actually like that, Libby. I promise you. The way some people were raised, they weren't raised with love. I was raised with love. I'm made with motherfucking love. That's my thing. I'm made with love. And I just realized I'm attracting a lot of people that literally like darkness reincarnated. Darth Vader, but not even the hot one. Like worse than like Satan. It was actually Satan. You are what you attract, right? But then why am I attracting these horrible people? Because I know that I'm not horrible. And the thing is, I'm not attracting these people. I'm going out to these people. I was the one that texted them. Do you know what I mean? I think in every situation, I was the one that replied. Like, I can blame myself for everything. But it's like, I'm not going to blame myself because I tried to give love to someone that wasn't capable of having it. You could say, oh, Libby, like, okay, well, if you've had this many relationships, how do you keep getting done dirty? Because I'm learning. I've learned so much this past month. It's like I'm a new person. It's like, I can't believe I was dating these boys this year. Once you feel that confidence inside yourself, you don't need to rely on other people to have it. How to get over an ex, moving on. None of my exes moved on. My first ever boyfriend did. And like I said, I used to be full of hate. So I actually was horrible to this girl. We're good friends now, but I was horrible to this girl. She probably didn't even realize it, but like I was horrible. I was actually horrible. I was actually a bitch. Sorry. If you're watching this, I'm actually sorry. I doubt you'd be watching this because you're such a pure soul. You wouldn't even watch my YouTube videos because you're just so great. I fucking love her now. I didn't get over it. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to tell you guys because I'm still learning. Like, I don't even want to say it, but like, I used to like follow them around with like my friends. I was young here, okay? I was actually young. Like, I was young. That's the only reason I'm saying it. But I used to be like a crazy bitch. Like, I used to like follow them around. But they came to my area like when no one lived here. So that was like their business, not mine. I don't know how to get over it. Just look hot and go out. Like, that is... It seems like, oh, Libby, shut the fuck up. But honestly, there's nothing else for you to do. When someone has moved on, they've moved on. And it's not even a thing, oh, they've moved on. Do you think they'll come back? They never liked you. If they can move on like that quick, they've never liked you. Like, literally, do your hair, go out, have a good time. That's all you can do. I need to curl my hair and I need to put on some highlighter. Let's do that. Okay, pause. This is the finished product. Looking like a fucking naughty. Looking very sexy, if I do say so myself. I'm ready, so I'm not going to talk too much on what we just spoke about. But honestly, if you're struggling with what to do in a relationship, what to do if you're being cheated on, it all comes with time. I don't mean to sound condescending or patronizing, but you don't understand how different I am now to my 14-year-old self. It was such a quick change and it was so sudden. So I really feel like just remember that all these emotions, your feelings are at the end of the day just feelings, and not to let yourself become your feelings. With every relationship comes a lesson, whether that's a horrible lesson or a good lesson. For me personally, I'm a very full of love person. Like, all I've ever wanted to do is give love. And in all these relationships, I'm not directly saying these people are bad people. As I said before, it's just different paths. Everyone wants different things. Don't let one bad experience stop you from finding your good thing. I'm still looking. I'll let you know when I find that. But I don't chase, I attract, you know? I say that stuff is bullshit, but it's genuinely true. Don't chase, attract, ladies. That's it. From Libs, Girls Talk, done. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Mwah.